ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a movie review, an anime movie review. Nonetheless, we are here reviewing The Boy and the Heron by Hayao Miyazaki. Yes, it's your boy, Lyn Reg, joined by Lyn Reg this afternoon, host on the BrosWhoThink podcast, movie reviewer for Cinemark. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
So, how did you feel being that you're not the biggest Miyazaki fan? You've seen, which ones have you seen? I don't want to speak for you.
Seen Spirited Away. Hold on. There's another movie I've seen by Miyazaki. I was just pulling up his. Hold on. I'm trying to see the film.
Pull up his IMDb?
Yeah, I'm about to see his IMDb. The films in it. Okay, so I've seen The Wind Rises. I've seen Ponyo. I've seen Spirited Away, and
you've seen more than I thought.
And Princess Mononoke.
Oh, you've seen more than I thought. Okay, good for you. Okay, you've seen more, definitely a lot more than I thought. Okay, so for me, I have seen The Boy and the Heron, The Wind Rises, From On Poppy Hill. We've seen Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Porco Rosso, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, and Castle in the Sky. Oh, and Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro. Seen all of those. So I'm a fan of Miyazaki's work. I would say that this film to me is his most personal film that I've seen, where he put a lot of himself in it. He even said as much. But I feel that this is Miyazaki's film where he's doing his take on death and what happens after you die.
I mean, I'd 100% agree with it. The introduction of the film was a little rough to get it started, but then once I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it," and I was like, "All right."
I think it was 100%. But see, we needed the beginning because when you think of, let me pitch it to you because I was thinking as I was driving home. When you think of the beginning being tied to his life and the hustle and bustle of him having to leave Japan after World War II. Yeah, leave Tokyo right after World War II with Hiroshima and Nagasaki and everything that happened, and him leaving. And when you see the fire that I think his name is Mahito. I believe his name is Mahito, which JJK fans, I know y'all aren't happy that this guy's name is Mahito. When Mahito's running to the flames, you see the hustle and the bustle, and I think everything is so fluid and sporadic and chaotic.
Yeah.
Because it's representing almost what it took for him to leave Tokyo and what him and his family went through.
I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that 1,000%. Yeah.
Like it was, I gotta say, thought it was beautiful. I think on a meta level, I think Mahito died when he did the brutality.
When he did that with the Rock.
When he did the Rock to himself. I also think everyone we saw in the other world was dead. I think that was them passing on to the next level. Also, I think the lady was dead when you see the little mark on her head. I think this was a commentary on death and what happens after you die. So much so that the little men, or the little puff angels, the little puff clouds, were the opposite of that, the yang to it. I thought it was beautiful that the souls were the black ferrymen that are pushing the stuff, but the life is the white puff clouds floating in the air, the yin and the yang in actuality.
Yeah.
So I thought I think this movie is super deep. I think there's a lot of symbolism in this movie.
I agree there's a lot of symbolism. It's a very deep movie. It's a very emotional movie. And you can tell that like Miyazaki really is this character, and like you can tell that like this is him trying to process like the end of his life.
Yeah,
and like, because you could tell that like he would. This has been sitting on his mind for a minute.
Yeah,
and so you can tell that like either it's coming close or he's getting prepared for it. You know what I mean? No, so I'd say that
these are our theories. People interpret movies differently.
Yeah.
But I felt that this was so on the nose.
I mean, but it really, I say it's still good. I like movies that are sometimes on the nose. I don't need this whole subtle the whole time. Because sometimes it can get so subtle that like you lose the meaning.
Sure, and there were points in this movie that were subtle to where it's like, are you hinting at that? Are you not? Like some of the stuff we don't have to get into with like the older man, The Rock, the parenting.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because me and Lyndon have competing views on who those people.
In the movies.
We deep dive mid-movie, unlike most people who digest a movie.
We were chatting the whole time. We were loving it. But
thank God we sat to the front by ourselves.
But I will say, out of all the things we disagreed on, the one thing we seem to agree on most, which I think this is what he was calling out. The dad representing capitalism in like
1,000%.
In industrialism in like dad and the parakeets. And the parakeets were like eating up the environment.
They're eating up the people,
They're eating up the people. It was what westernization, capitalism, industrialism
done to Japan.
Done to Japan. Yeah, facts.
Because really we could say that like this movie on a meta level really isn't just a story of Miyazaki processing death. It's really the story of Japan rising from the ashes following World War II.
And that's him processing his childhood.
Yeah. And so I could say like, besides coming to terms, it's also really a story of like Japan as a whole.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And to paint it, all of this in a kid's movie, I guarantee there's people going to this and like, this is just a little boy going to a little dream world.
I mean, like it could, but the thing is, the beauty of Miyazaki's filmmaking is that like it can be just a kid going to the dream world and having this little adventure, or it could be this very deep story about processing death and the story of your people following probably one of the most horrific events in world history.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Anything else you want to discuss that we thought about the film before we dive into the categories?
The non-controversial topics, I'd say we probably also talked about a little bit were, what was it? I think we might have talked about this already. Did we talk about, like the use of tea and how like it affects like, how it symbolizes Japanese culture, but it also symbolizes the passing on of like life.
Oh no! This is you, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, this is my own interpretation. So, every scene that involved tea, it was like a passing on of the guard or to a new adventure. The mom gave the tea to him, and the lady, whenever he first enters the dream world or heaven, depending on your interpretation, offers them tea. And so tea is this rolling symbol of rebirth and constantly passing on the guard.
Oh, okay, look at you. Hey, okay.
As a tea drinker, I understand. Because I don't drink coffee anymore.
The tea drinker. I love tea. Yeah. All right, I'm trying to think of some other things before we get to category. Oh, the animation was beautiful. Like the painted backdrop scene.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really, really nice.
Everything that was hand-drawn, and then the CG and all the effects. The team who animated this did a phenomenal job through and through. One of the most beautiful movies this year. Also, voice cast, incredible. Now, granted, we saw the dub.
Nice voice cast.
We saw the dub, but you see, you said expensive voice cast, but it's worth it because it makes it feel special.
But also,
on-star voice actors because they're good as well. So, like, it's
what I'm saying is that that's what I'm saying. I was like, okay. If you looked at the end trailer, you didn't see any average voice. You saw hitters. You saw like Florence Pugh was voice acting like a character who might have got like 5 minutes in the film. And so what I thought was, honestly, it was overpriced in the sense that like you did not have to spend that much for these voice actors. If you think about it, but the thing is this. I'm really honest to God, I could not tell the difference between a regular voice actor who isn't as famous as Florence Pugh and Florence Pugh's character.
No, let's be real. Say this. You knew Bale was talking.
No. You see, I was about to get to that. You could tell.
Was talking.
Again, the bigger name actors who had longer screen time
was talking. We knew when Mark Hamill was there. Same with Dave Bautista.
I really couldn't tell with Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista was the parakeet. What?
No, I know he was the parakeet, but like honestly, someone else could have done that voice. You didn't need Dave Bautista. You see, when it comes to me with animation and voice actors, it has to be necessary that this A-lister has to voice act this character.
You know why?
Because you're taking that away from people who really do like only voice acting.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that as a future aspiring voice actor. I'm with you. But as like the director side, like the writer of a story, director side of me, it's like who I envision these characters as is who I want, especially if I put the time in. Like Miyazaki won Oscars. He can choose who he wants, bro.
And
like,
look, Lyn, look.
Biggest films, Howl's Moving Castle, Christian Bale. He wanted to work with him again. He was like, let me get some amazing American actors to voice my thing. And this is no disrespect to voice actors.
It kind of is because no. It's a respect because it's a disrespect because think about it. Voice actors, first of all, are treated like the teachers of the film industry alongside writers who obviously were still on strike. And they obviously aren't face acting because they can't break into the acting market that these other people are dominating.
Yeah.
And so imagine if like this is Christian Bale's off day, he gets to go voice act for a Miyazaki film when someone who probably could have done a really good job, but who needs this gig could have done a really good job in this film.
I agree with that. 100%.
And don't hit me with this whole in his head he had this voice to voice the character. I get that.
I agree with everything you said, but at the same time, it's Miyazaki's film. He gets to choose.
I mean, it's cool. Like
Tarantino chooses his actors. We don't complain about that. Why are you choosing?
There's a difference. There's a difference between voice actors and stage actors.
I got it right here. No.
Okay.
See, there's a different movie actors. So some people would say theater actors is in the same situation, right? Well, direct plays go out and choose who they want for the play. Big name.
Yeah.
So it's very similar.
I feel the exact same way.
Okay, because
I feel the exact same way. Like, there's no reason Ryan Gosling should be taking my starving New York artist spot in the theater whenever you should stay in Los Angeles and make your movies and let me try to break into the theater world. Because if you think about it,
same thing.
It just lets star power dominate all aspects of film, and it keeps that money so insular. It doesn't help the struggling people in film.
That's fair. I can see that. I can see that, but I still think
Look, you're having a Mojito Dad take it all, dominate it all.
I still think that the voice acting was dope. I loved it. That's what people. All right, did you at least admit this? That's why there were so many people in the theater tonight. It was packed.
The thing is this.
This is the thing.
I don't think it was because of the celebrity or star power of the voice actors, but it was just because the anime community is very big in urban areas. But I know we like to think that like anime is this niche thing.
No, for sure. But it wasn't just anime community in there. We saw
everyone I saw in there was most likely an anime watcher. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not letting you do that. We saw family.
Maybe only the old couple in front of us might have been the only people who were like, oh, Christian Bale's in this. Outside of that, no. No, everyone behind us, anime fan. I can tell. I'm sorry.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think the star power drove people to the movies. I think it drove the casual audience, the people who like Disney animated movies, the casual audience. I think it drove them to the theater.
No.
And we'll see the box office. I think the box office will reflect that. But shout out to the voice acting. Whether
the box office needs to reflect that to recover them costs.
Whether or not we agree about how it, we can both agree that the voice acting was dope.
Yes, but like somewhere unnecessary. Like I didn't need Florence Pugh to play this character. I'm sorry, no. I'm just not going to agree on that.
Florence Pugh was Kiriko.
Huh?
She was Kiriko.
I'm not saying she was bad, but someone else probably could have done Kimiko and needed that money.
Look, Kiriko was in the film for a hot minute.
Because, listen.
She was the lady. The same one.
Lyn, listen. I get that 100%. But there's no reason we need Florence Pugh to be voice acting a Miyazaki film while somebody sitting in Van Nuys, California is struggling to make ends meet and the voice acting.
I agree with that. I'm just giving these people their props. Let me just give them some props.
It's cool. Fine. It's cool that they were on it. If you want that, the browniest of brownie boys, they were on it.
Robert Pattinson did a phenomenal job as the Heron.
Couldn't discern who he was.
cared about this. He did an interview saying that this was amazing.
I'm not saying he didn't care, but like I couldn't tell it was Rob Pattinson.
But I think that was the point. I think the point was.
Well, then you could have had a different voice.
But see, let me explain this one. The point is eccentricness. You want that Robert Pattinson flair. That's why you go and get him. And then
listen, make the new Batman.
I can't deny that. Carrie Parr did great as Lady Hemi. Again, Mark Hamill, one of the best voice actors of all time. He's a legend. That's a voice actor hire, but that's still Mark Hamill at the end of the day. Mark Hamill did a great job as the grand uncle. Willem Dafoe as the noble penguin, pelican killer.
Willem Dafoe was in this movie?
The noble penguin, and I was dying.
As you can tell. I can't tell. Like, I'm telling you.
I was sitting there, I was like, man, Dafoe, only in here for a little bit. He gave a powerful speech as the pelican and then left. We never saw him again. I'll admit that one.
They saw unnecessary spots, though.
Okay, I'll admit Dafoe.
Oh, they had people who were extras on Oppenheimer should have got these spots.
Dafoe probably should have gave.
Dafoe was a guy.
Dafoe was dying and gave a speech about his.
Did we need Michelle Yeoh? Did we need Michelle Yeoh in there?
Let me see who she was, because I couldn't tell who she was.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Michelle Yeoh wasn't in it. Stop that. Gemma Chan was as not.
Oh, Gemma Chan wasn't in it. My bad.
But it was her, but she did a great job.
Again.
But the ones I could tell was Mark Hamill, Batista, Dafoe, Karen Fukuhara, Pattinson,
Christian Bale.
And Christian Bale was the number one. That's the one.
Christian Bale was the number one. The second I heard that next, I was like, this guy's British. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Christian Bale through and through. Great job, though. Great job. Okay, so pretty much, real quick, just the story. It starts off seeing the beginning of the war. It cuts to 3 years later. You find out his dad remarries. You don't know who at first. You find out later.
It's problematic. It's problematic.
He's having a kid, and basically, the main character Mahito isn't getting along with the mom or the area. He basically jabs himself in the head with a rock, bleeds. They stitch it up, and then after that, he starts getting woozy. The heron starts approaching him, and thus begins the movie where he slowly gets into the dreamland because his aunt are into the next realm, the outer heaven, whatever you want to call it. His aunt disappears. And basically, he goes to that realm to find her.
And it centers around that tower that was built by his great-grandfather. Yeah. It's like the portal.
Fact. It's a portal to this other dimension.
Well, not his great-grandfather, yeah.
His grand-uncle. No, that was his great-grand-uncle.
I thought it was his stepmom's great-grand-uncle.
Well, that's his aunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I didn't know if we wanted to say that this early. But...
No, that's his great-granduncle.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So yeah, he goes on the adventure, basically meets his mom's younger self, and goes through these trials of learning about this realm and seeing how, even though this realm is perfect, there's hidden underneath it, there's cruelty, and there's the starving pelicans, there's the parakeets that just consume, there's the life, the babies that are trying to float to be born, but these pelicans have to eat them because they have no choice because they have nowhere else to go. And he learns all these trials or whatever. And his uncle was like, do you want to rebuild the tower in your image and stay here? He's like, no, I want to go home and face he was like, even though that world's harsh and everything, he was like, yes, I still want to face it because of what he learned here. Takes his aunt back, and his mom goes back to die, and basically everybody pops back. Happy movie. Yeah. His dad gets his family back. Big, happy thing. But the crazy thing, bro, his dad married his aunt. That was wild.
His dad married his aunt. And essentially, okay. Mm-hmm. Which is the weirdest situation.
His wife's sister after
his wife's sister after she died. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was the weirdest situation whenever I realized it, because I was like, hold on. You're saying sister. So that means this means. And then I was like, okay, that's a wild one.
Really cool point. I just remembered it. You remember when they said his mom disappeared for a year? And came back and popped up?
Yeah.
That's her when she disappeared.
Yeah.
Appeared into there and he brought her back. The time paradox loop thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why she couldn't go back with him she had to go back to her spot because he wanted to bring his mom back to life. But no, he accepted his aunt as his new mom or whatever. And the aunt felt guilty too. I feel like that was some of her thing. Feeling guilty, feels like Mahito hurt himself. Killed himself. But hurt himself in the movie because of her. Honestly, probably because she was his new mom. He didn't accept her. He didn't like the place, and he misses his old mom, her sister.
Now, okay, this really, because now we need to backtrack to this. So whenever did he never meet his aunt, like as a child? Because whenever she first meets him, she's like,
she didn't see him since he was a baby. And I don't know if he remembered her. She definitely said that. She said, I haven't seen you since you were a baby.
Baby, I know. But like, so I guess, the last time. So he wouldn't have remembered that was his aunt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But upon that realization, that must be crazy. Because whenever his mom, baby mom, tells him that that's his sister, then he got to be like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming the movie he knew. That's why he was depressed in the scenes leading up to him hitting his head. I'm assuming he knew.
Oh, you said that like it was a part of
a part of his knowledge and a part of why he did what he did. I feel because you gotta admit he wasn't talking to her. Like they when they asked her to come see when she asked him to come see her, he was very cool. Or you just respect
that. But I don't think that was because he knew that she was his aunt. I think that was because that's just a kid. That's just a kid with a new mom. Like especially a really young kid who lost his mom.
I agree with that, but I only say that because he didn't react when his mom said that was her sister. He didn't react. He was very still calm about it. That's why I think he knew, and it was all part of his behavior leading up to him pre-drill.
Either way, he obviously didn't like new stepmom. He didn't like new stepmom.
He had to go on this whole adventure.
This man had to die to accept new stepmom. Wild concept.
that was crazy. But all right, let's get to some of the categories. Let's do best voice actor.
Best voice actor.
Because it's we normally do best actor.
Do best actor. Christian Bale.
Okay, you're going with Christian Bale? I'm definitely going with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I know.
Aaron. He was phenomenal. All the different...
He was good. He was good.
So when he was the man, also weird concept of the man coming out of the bird shit.
That still perplexes me as like... You didn't have to do that. Like, why did you need? Some of these things were unnecessarily gross. Like,
and you used like the frogs.
Yeah, like I didn't need the frogs crawling, and I didn't need the heron constantly swallowing himself to like flip in and out between the bodies of the bird that he was inhabiting.
And they're all shriveled.
It's like. Yeah, but some of these things are just in super suits. Like some of these animals, and I'm like, that's so unnecessary. Like either just make it an actual bird that can talk or a human that carries him as a guide.
The animorph, brother.
Another thing, some of these people were very ugly. And like, I get that that might be like the critique of the elderly and things like that. But like, I didn't even like looking at like the heron man. It's like, why is this 90% of his face his nose if he's a human? Like,
that's ugly. He's an evil creature. He's a bad.
He made every old woman just look grotesque and like skin falling off. But I guess that could be a commentary on radiation poisoning following Japan.
No, I'm maybe, but that's more so in a typical anime trope where they have the young women looking sexy and then they get to a certain age, they get all wrinkly and all bloated. That's just a typical anime trope. But it could be a radiation thing. I see that as a possibility. But I more so the typical anime trope of when
you make the old people look very old.
When you're old, you're grungy and dirty.
Rough. Also, shout out the aunties, unsung heroes in this movie.
Karen Fukuhara. No.
Shout out the aunties. That's not Karen Fukuhara.
You were saying
shout out the aunties. No, but you see, not the aunties because I know it was Florence Pugh. Shout out the aunties for how the characters are written, not Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh did a great job. Auntie Florence, love you.
Could not tell.
Love you, Florence.
Sweetheart, but I could not tell.
Don't come on the Florence side. Me?
What do you mean? First of all, that's very reductive of you to just be claiming women as actors. That's very reductive of you to just be claiming like that, bro.
You were just hating. I'm just saying.
The thing is this. I can hate and also love at the same time.
So keep your hate, no love.
This class reductionist, this emotional reductionist over here.
All right, let's do best scene. What was your best scene?
Best scene is when grand or great grand uncle shows him the rock and he talks about like the balancing of the stones. I was like, that's kind of hard.
All right, it's tough for me because the scene when he first is walking to great grand uncle, when the space opens up and he sees the stars and he's walking into this realm, that's a great moment where he meets him for the first time. But I'm gonna go with the opening where he's running to save his mom. That scene, insane animation, and it sets up
the fire. The fire was animated very nicely.
And the fire scene where he's running through and he has to go save his mom. That was a brilliant way to start off the movie and set the tone for what was to come. So I'm gonna go with that. All right, let's see. Before we get to winner, loser, and six man, we'll do our classic BWT topics. I got a good one. Best theme of the movie. Theme.
Best theme?
Did you like?
Best theme.
The movie had a lot of innuendo, a lot of theme, a lot of subtext. Best theme.
I'd really guess the theme of, honestly, rationalizing the end.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to go with your capitalist. That was your thing.
No, I'm saving that for my loser.
Yeah, I was going to say, ain't none of that the whole time.
I'm saving it for my loser.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. The theme of coming to grips with death. I also like life and death as the two sides of the same coin, where
that goes back to just Taoist Buddhism.
As in that parallel of these souls are being ready to be released out while these souls are coming in to seek nirvana, seek that ultimate peace. And in this moment, they coexist as they're going to their separate paths. I think that's beautiful. One at the end of the rail, one at the beginning of the road. That's a beautiful theme. I'm going to go with that, the subtext, and coming to grips with death and coming to grips with a tough situation. I think that all ties together. That's my favorite theme. Don't look at me because I said your theme. I said I agree with you.
No, I didn't say anything.
First when we were watching the movie, did not come over to you and I said early in the film, I said, Reg, I think this is about this. I came to you right away.
Look, it was one of your categories that I told you is a classic Lyn Alley film. Death. Big topic.
I think that might have to do with my fear of death. I really do. That's why I think I like this movie. It gave me a lot of calmingness to my personal fears. Like,
that's nice.
If I knew this was the way it ended, I would be okay with this. This is not a bad end.
Well, I mean, thank God we don't know, because we really don't know if this is the end.
I don't see that's the fear. Where if it just goes black, I'd be terrified. Like, that's the worst.
It is what it is, dog.
Oh, see, stop it. No, we're not going there.
We're not doing that. We have two different kinds of
But I digress. All right, let's get to winner of the movie. I would say the winner is the ant.
You see, you were going to take mine because I was going to say Anne. She got her baby. She finally got her stepson to love her.
She got
and called her mom. Because the second he called her mom, it changed everything in that movie.
She redeemed herself and got herself out of the dark place, out of despair. And then also she got the rich daddy. She living the life, baby.
Again, wait for my loser. Just wait for my loser. No. Okay, but I'd say my winner is okay. You already said ant, so I can't go ant. So I have to go with
Not a lot of winners. Well, no,
I mean, people die. Like, so
the Pelicans won because they got to get food. They got to get real food.
No, but then that one guy who died, I was like, that's just such a sad way to die on the side of an outhouse. Like, that's horrible. No, I'm gonna have to say our main character.
He got closure with his mother.
He also
got a new mom.
Now he has a new mom, and he has learned to like accept the world that's around him. Because remember, he could have stayed and tried to fix the world, but he would rather go back to the world that's broken. Which I think goes back to Miyazaki's understanding that I can't change the past, but I can only accept what happened and move forward in the future.
Yep, facts. And I think that's a beautiful way of how the beginning starts off with his childhood, and he keeps having flashbacks to that fire, and that's Miyazaki going back to what happened. It's like, bro, you can't change that. All you can do is move forward. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that. All right, who's the loser?
Loser, the father, the capitalist pig who absolutely was funding imperialist Japan in the most anti-capitalistic death film I have seen this year. The dad was such a horrible individual. You let your wife die in this hospital fire saving children, and then you follow that up by fucking her sister 3 years after, and then you want your son to be like, Dad, it's new mama. Hell no. Absolutely not.
Sister, she was like, we'll keep looking. You other men gotta go back to work building these.
Also, his okay, hold on. His list of crimes. His abuse of the working class, his absolute subjugation of the agricultural sector, his absolute servants that he co-opted these old ladies and forced them to take care of his family.
Also, making them pay for.
Also, the college cheating scandal, just paying these people 300 yen, which was absolute dimes in 1945, to let this kid miss an entire year of school because he killed himself. And then finally, his arming of the imperialist Japan war machine, making planes that were going to crash into aircraft carriers. This man was a walking red flag and a horrible example to anime men.
Bravo. My loser, the Parakeet King.
I mean, can we just start by saying that the parakeets were Nazis? Let's just be real. Let's start off. No, the parakeets, they all had long knives, which, if you understand World War II history, the Night of the Long Knives was not the long event where the Nazis did kill a lot of people. They rounded up a lot of Jews. That is exactly what the parrots did. Like, the parrots are German Nazis, and they even had Heil Hitler guys walking around.
Bro, the biggest loser of the parakeet, he was like, why did you not help with the situation? Letting go of our perfect land of where they get to consume things.
Which is Lebensraum, going back to the German fucking expansion plan.
And the parakeet lost because they got turned into docile birds.
Yeah, and they deserve it.
They did.
But then again, they did get integrated back into society. Another commentary on World War II.
And literally, the parakeets got integrated back into this world.
And into this world. I'm just saying, but that's neither here nor there, because some people may take that as a...
We're doing deep dives on this film. Miyazaki might not have meant none of this shit.
He probably didn't. He was probably just like, yeah, he died. And like...
It's a dream world.
Bro, that'd be crazy if this was just like some like boilerplate in dream world, and it was just like,
no way, bro, no fucking way. All right, sixth man of the movie. This is someone who isn't a starter, but that did well in the movie.
Okay, well, who are the starters?
Mahito, the dad,
the aunt, mom.
I would say Heron.
Parents and mom.
Heron. I can't say the mom because she wasn't in the movie until I would say the aunt. I mean, like,
okay,
we already said the aunt, the lady, the nanny who went with him.
The aunties.
Yeah, the aunties.
Okay. Well, then that's pretty easy for me. My sixth man is great granddad, who is the grand timekeeper of this universe. My God, the great timekeeper.
We're not going to get into that. That's the heated Till Western
debate.
Used as God, in my opinion. But anyways,
he's not God. He's not Morgan Freeman.
We'll discuss that later. I will say, for me, sixth man is between Mahito's mom in her younger form as like Fire Princess, or the dead pelican baby, Willem Dafoe, gave a great speech. I'm going with
Hold on. Did we name the bird as a starter?
The heron
did we name the heron as a starter?
The heron is the starter. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, I didn't hear you. You must have cut out because I did not hear. Okay.
The heron is the starter. I'm going with the dead pelican, Willem Dafoe, dying.
He did nothing.
Yeah.
You can't.
No,
this man acting like he came, dropped 10, and then walked out.
He literally dropped 10 points and left.
We're just not going to talk about the ship lady who...
Well, the ship lady's the auntie. Just in a younger form.
I don't know you. Okay, I thought you were talking about the aunties of the group.
No, I'm talking about her specifically.
Oh, young auntie. Yeah.
Young auntie mixed with young and old auntie, I'm considering one character.
All right.
And that's a starter. She's a starter. Okay. The heron, the dad, the aunt.
And Mahito.
Yeah, that's a starter.
All right. Okay.
That's why I said young mom could be a starter.
Young mom could be a starter.
Young mom could be a six man, but I'm going.
Young mom could be a six man.
dead pelican on the side.
Dead pelican is the craziest six-man I've ever heard.
Giving a great speech, talking about what the pelicans have been subjugated to. And it's like, yes, we eat these people, we have no other choice. And when they get flown back out, it's like, yes, y'all are free. Now y'all can do, it's like, we don't want to be evil. We're not cheating. Y'all. It was a beautiful speech at the time. And Mahito learned something. I'm definitely going with dead pelican, Willem Dafoe. Loved it, Willem.
Crazy. You just wanted Willem Dafoe to get a shout out in this one.
Keep doing your thing, brother.
I just wanted Green Goblin to get a spot.
Let's get your score out of 10.
Out of 10, I was actually writing my letterbox review. And then I sent my review right after that.
On the BrosWhoThink animation score. This is the this is not the animation table. This because Godfather's like a 9.6. This is the table.
On the animation scale.
Akira is like a 9.5, 9.6.
Okay, Akira's a 9.5, 9.6.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give this like an 8.75.
8.75? See, I was at 8.9. Honestly,
this could get a 9.
That's what
because the thing is, I give it a 9. Honestly, me personally, this surpasses Akira for me.
Oh no, I know.
Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
Because I connect more to this story than I do with Akira.
I do too because of the death thing. I do too, but I don't know if I can say it's better. I have a better.
No, I'm not saying it's better, but I don't judge movies simply off of like, are they better? I judge it off of my experience with it.
Sure.
Because you're a part of the movie, you're the viewer.
For sure, I do judge it off my personal experience, but I also judge it by the film itself, the comments, the objective stuff. I got you. That counts. The impact, everything.
Look, I'll say it's behind Akira, but like it's right behind Akira.
All right, so we're both going 9 because I think
I'll stick with a flat 9.
Flat 9. All right, flat 9. Stamp. Boy and the Heron. Is it the best Miyazaki film? Can't say that, but it's up there.
I don't know.
It's definitely up there with Princess Mononoke. How's moving?
If the dad was a better character, it could be his best.
Yeah, the dad
brings this movie down. Like, let's be real.
The dad represents such an important point of the movie, but he's such a dumbass in the movie. That's
such a horrible person. Like,
that's the point. Like, maybe because like they're trying to make him lovable, but we know he's not lovable. I don't know.
Look, I don't know where they would make him lovable because the plane equipment that was rolling through the office, I didn't think that was lovable. Or
the way he
treated the workers in the fields, I didn't think that was lovable.
He treated Mahito very well, and his wife.
That's his son. That's his child. Of course he would.
Yusuf,
you didn't see Django. Some people kids are treated nice.
Well, that's pretty much it. Reg, tell the people they can follow you on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at reggie.rideaux, and you can follow my letterbox, reggie.rideaux, I think 92.
All right, y'all make sure y'all go follow him. Follow me at LynBWT. You can follow BrosWhoThink at BrosWhoThink on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. I'll put this on the audio platforms as well. So for the Spotify listeners, make sure you subscribe as well. You can follow me on Letterboxd as well, LynBWT. I'm going to get back into it. So until next time, y'all have a good one and peace.